This is super important. And if you've watched any of my videos, if you read my book, etc., I do talk about separating the weight loss from the exercise. And this was so important for me. In the past, I would try doing both. I'd say, okay, I'm going to get in shape by going to the gym, and that will help me lose weight. Or I'll lose weight and exercise, and the two together. If I exercise, then I can eat this donut because the one will weigh out the other, and I love donuts, or I used to love donuts, and so that's how I will lose the weight. So many times I tried this, and most diets talk about that. Most talk about adding the exercise in. I'm not saying we have to be on the couch. I'm not saying that's an option, but what about the people who are in bed? What about the people who are in wheelchairs or have a disability and are not able to go to the gym like the fitness instructors say? What about them? We need to have an option for helping them lose weight and get healthier that doesn't involve the exercise. So when I separated them out and say, okay, there's got to be a solution to this. And I grew up hating exercise. My parents were from that generation before the baby boomers, where you worked in the garden, that was your exercise. And you didn't do exercises for the sake of exercising and for the sake of getting in shape. That was a waste of time. And many other situations in my past, I did not exercise very much. Now, I learned about aerobics in the 80s and Pilates and kickboxing and a little things here and there, but I didn't like exercise. You know, I got in shape off and on throughout the years. We lived in Brazil for 8 years. When my 3 kids were young, you know, you're chasing them around. I was riding my bike with them. I did learn how to play tennis in my 30s. Various things like that. So I think I was in shape at some point, off and on. I don't remember getting in shape or with the goal of getting in shape because I was on these yo-yo diets. That was really what I was obsessed with and always concerned about was the weight. Now that I have maintained my weight for 2 years, I had the goal, once I reached my goal weight, I had the goal of getting in shape, and I tried some things off and on. None of them stuck, and here it's 2 years later. Finally, I got my head on my shoulders and realized, well, why don't I use the same technique that worked for losing the weight, which was tracking it, having a goal, having an end date that's reasonable, not crazy, not a 30 days, not a 90 days. It's a reasonable goal, and track it. And then I can turn my brain off. I think it was James Clear I heard a quote of about we don't need willpower as long as we have eliminated stuff that tempt us. This is a paraphrase, eliminating stuff that tempt us, then we don't need the willpower because it's not even an issue. That does work for me and worked for me for the carbs and the sugar. When I eliminate them from my grocery cart and they're not in the house, I need zero willpower because it's not even there. So going the other direction, I need willpower to exercise. Maybe I just make it a part of my life, a part of the habit. So here it is. Ta-da! I charted out a plan for 5 months to get in shape. And for me, getting in shape, we have a staircase or a metal stairs that go up a cliff near our house. There are 280 steps and it's a stairway. So being able to hike up those stairs without stopping, being able to do 10 sit-ups, and being able to play a game of tennis. Those are the 3 things for me that will prove that I'm in shape. My goal is February the 2nd of 2024. So, and I just started 6 days ago, and every single day, this is my cardio. This is all the other stuff, and I'm not making it strict. And this is free. I don't have to pay for any of this. Abs, arms, butt, back, and legs. All of those target areas. So I try Pilates, I try yoga, I do a little bit of running in place sometimes. I'll do squats. I'll lift some free weights, and I'm slowly working up to it. And yesterday, my daughter invited me to go play tennis with her boyfriend and brother. And I tried pickleball for the first time, which was weird because I'm thinking that the racket is longer, so I'm thinking it's like tennis, but I hadn't played tennis in 2 years. And I played tennis and I played pickleball yesterday, and I'm hardly sore. I thought my wrist would be sore. I thought I would feel like really out of shape. And that's because I feel like I'm so healthy, because I'm eating really, really nutritious foods. I feel like I'm able to recover quicker, which is great. So this is going to be a challenge to keep up because life happens and I might not be able to keep it up. If I can hopefully fill it in every day, there might be some gaps, and that's not the end of the world. If I make it to 140 days and I'm 80% of the way there, maybe I can only do one sit-up. I'll make another chart for the next 140 days, for another 5 months. But eventually I'm going to get there. When I didn't have this for the last 2 years, well, of course I wasn't reaching my goal. I hadn't plotted it out. I hadn't planned it and made it reasonable. This is not unreasonable. I can do this for hopefully 30 minutes a day. I can do this for 5 minutes a day. Maybe I'll up it to 10 as I get in better shape. The point is I have a goal and it's not a dream because I'm actually plotting it. I'm keeping track. And that was what worked for weight loss too. Thanks so much for watching this. If you're on YouTube and listening to this, if you're listening on the podcast apps, I'm so excited to share more of my journey, and hopefully some of this can help you find the solution. And it's not going to be exactly like mine. The solution for your weight loss is not going to look exactly the same, but hopefully it will help you see that you can tweak it, you can adapt it, and everybody's situation is different. Don't be hard on yourself. Be patient with yourself. Know that it takes time to make new habits. You can check out my books on Amazon. I've got the book that I wrote right after I'd lost the weight, and then I wrote these 2 workbooks and journals, and there's 2 different sizes here. And I have courses coming up where I will be sharing even more of what worked back then to lose the weight and what's working to maintain the weight.